Hello everybody. So in today's video, we will take a low polyhuman character and we will rig our character and we will try to create this very cool dancing or exercising animation. Now in the next video, we will see inverse kinematics and using that we can animate easily. So for this character, we have to basically change the position of every bone. However, with inverse kinematics, so we can have some control bones and there will be a little bit ease in the animation process. And this character, as you can see, is very simple. So I don't want to model it separately. But if you want, just let me know in the comment section below. And I will make a future video on how we can basically create a low polyhuman like this. So if I go to the edit mode, so as you can see, the half of the character is modeled and the remaining half is mirrored, and there is some extra vertices in the joints like the knee joint and the elbow joint, and the remaining things are mostly simple. It's mostly done with quadrilaterals. There are no triangles. I'm sure you can make it on your own. If not, I will also link the model in the description below, or you can just take any human low poly character. It will work just fine. So let's see how we can animate the character. So this is me from the past, and right now I only have my character and I don't have my armature or the bones. Now we will rig the character, and hence we will get our future video where our character will be dancing. So what we have to do now is uh, I will go to the Y view, and here I will add an armature. So an armature is nothing but a bone. And if I click on the bone, as you can see, this is a bone. Now, this is our first bone, and we can name it root. I will just keep it bone. Bone is our first bone. Now, for our bone, there are three modes: the object mode, the edit mode, and in the edit mode, you will see there are three parts of the bone. There is this bone part, there is a top ball or knob, and there is a bottom knob, and there is a kind of the body. Now, there is another mode. This is the pose mode, and in this pose mode, we basically do all of our animations. So most of our work will be in the edit mode only. Now I will take this bone and I will do Shift D. The bone is duplicated, and I will move this bone here. The bone disappeared because it moved into the body. So we can resolve it simply by going to data, and here we have viewport display and in front. So this will be kind of like our hip bone. However, the convention, or rather the logic, is to use it in this format. We will just rotate the bone. So our hip bone will be here, and looking from the X view, it will be better if the hip bone is little bit rotated. So I will just keep it little bit in front, and yeah, I think that's fine. Now we will create the other bones. I think this can be little bit smaller, and so we will click on the top knob. We will click on E, and we will create another bone from it, and this will be our spine bone. So let's keep our spine bone like this, and we will create another bone. This will be our chest bone, then our neck bone, and lastly, our head bone. Now, you may wonder that head is not a bone. Head is a skull. It's more complex. But yeah, it's a simplistic way of showing our human body. And bone doesn't necessarily mean bone in the biological sense. Bone is basically a structure that we are giving to our body. So yeah, the name is the same, but it's not biological, is what I will say. So now we have to um, create some rigs for our hands and legs also. This is only for the body. Now we will only create for the left side. So this is the character's left side, our right side. So what I will do is I will create some bones for our leg and our hands. So Shift T, and let me bring it here. And this will be like our upper leg bone, like our thigh bone. And this should also be rotated. So RY 180. And um, let's bring it down. Let's take this knob. And here, if you can see, this is our knee. So our bone should extrude up to the knee at the very least. So I will select my bone and will take this knob and I will make it bigger. And you can see this division, right? So I think this is not a good view. Yeah, I mean it's a bit difficult to see, but you kind of understand. We are taking it up to the knee. So this is our upper leg bone. This should also be a little bit rotated. So I will just do it like this. Keep the whole bone and take it here. Yeah, maybe a little bit above. And then we will extrude our lower leg bone up to here. Let's keep it here. And then lastly, we will take our feet bone. So here is our knob and we will just extrude it. Let's take it in the Y and maybe a little bit down. That's all. Now from the top, I think we can move it a little bit in the Y direction. And this one can be a little bit here. I think our bones in the leg is fine. Now let's create the bones for our hands and shoulders. So I will just take this bone, Shift T. We will get another copy. Let's bring it here. We have to rotate it. So let's rotate by 90, RY 90. And we will have our hand bone. Now, there is another convention, something that is commonly used. So let me rotate 45 in the negative direction. I will keep my shoulder bone here. And I will keep the bone like this. Now, right now, this is a low poly character. So this shoulder bone won't be able to do much, but it is kind of controlling our, basically, kind of controlling our, like the shoulder and the arm connection. So this part, it will be better for high poly characters, but for the low poly, it doesn't mean much. But yeah, we can keep the shape is what I'm saying. So let's keep it like this. And we will just create three simple bones for our hand, like our leg. So extrude in the X direction. I hope you can see the elbow joint and extrude once again in the X direction. This is for our hand. We won't be moving our thumb this time. So we will not be creating a thumb bone or something like that. And one more thing is, it is better to give a little bit of rotation here. And lastly, we will take it and we will again extrude X. Yeah, so that's all. Maybe a little bit of Y here. And let's move it a little bit forward here. So, half of our body is done. Oh, okay, there is another problem. A little bit down like this. Yeah, I think now this is good. So half of our body is done. So what I will do is I will basically symmetrize it to create the bones in the other half. But before doing that, we have to give some proper naming convention to our bones. So if I click on the bone, so this one is a bone. And as you can see, this is bone 001, 002. This is not good. This doesn't look good. So let me rename it. This is hip. Then this is our spine. This is our chest. This is our neck. And lastly, this is our head. Shoulder. Then actually we will not use shoulder like this. What I will do is shoulder.l. This is just a short form. You can write shoulder also. Doesn't matter. So shoulder dot L, then comes upper arm dot L, and you have to use dot L. Dot capital L is also fine, but it should be dot L, not underscore L or comma L or space L. A Blender won't understand. Because we have to symmetrize, we have to use the dot L. Then forearm dot L. Lastly, this one is, let's say, hand or palm dot L. So hand dot L. Now here, upper leg dot L, then lower leg dot L, and lastly, this one, this bone, right? This is foot dot L. Let's say foot or feet dot L or leg dot L or toe dot L. Toe dot L. Yeah. Now what I will do is I will select all the bones that need to be symmetrized. So the middle bones are fine. This should be only ones. So I will take all of these bones. I will go to armature, and here there is something called symmetrize. And as you can see, we have all of these bones on the other side, and the naming convention is also fine. Shoulder dot L, shoulder dot R, upper arm dot R, forearm dot R, hand dot R. So everything is just fine. Now, what we have to do? So, so before animating, let's try to understand how the rigging works. So for that, I will go to the pose mode, and you can also use the shortcut Control Shift, and here you will have all the three modes. So I will go to pose mode, and in the pose mode, you can see that we cannot basically select the knobs and the bone separately. The whole bone becomes something in blue, and that is fine. Now, what we can do is, so what do our bones do in our body? Our bones basically rotate, they don't move. So I will only be using the rotation key. And so, uh, so when our character was dancing in the future, so our character was dancing mostly in this axis. So let's not overcomplicate things. Let's do things in uh, these two axes only. And going forward in the future, of course, we will be doing a lot more things. We will also be exporting these models to Godot and for animation. So to do that, we will need a good walking animation. But yeah, we will go there gradually. So if I rotate this, as you can see, if I'm rotating this bone, the below bones are also getting rotated. If I rotate this one, the top one is fixed, but not the bottom one. And this one is a standalone bone. Now the reason is our bones have some hierarchy, and the hierarchy needs to be maintained. So if we rotate our elbow, our upper arm doesn't rotate. But when we rotate our upper arm, our elbow position gets changed automatically. So that is basically what is happening over here. So here, if I rotate my shoulder, the whole arm is getting rotated. If I rotate the upper arm, the remaining part is rotating. Now here, I am rotating my head, only the head is rotating. But if I am rotating my neck, the whole thing is rotating. Now, we generally don't have much control in rotating our chest, but right now it doesn't have any constraints. So here, as you can see, there are lock. So lock rotation, lock something, etc., etc. So later we will basically add some constraints to lock some kind of rotation. And in that way, we will be able to avoid some kind of rotation. And yeah, we will see it uh, in the future. For today's video, we will keep things simple. So this is the basic idea. Now, the only problem is whenever we are basically rotating our bones, only our bones are rotating, but what we want is our mesh to deform, not our bones. And doing that is very simple. We have to come to our object mode. And in the object mode, I will select my mesh, then I will select my whole armature. And I will do Control P. And here, as you can see, armature deform with automatic weight. What this means is these bones will automatically assign some weights to our mesh. And whenever we are rotating our bones, our mesh will also rotate along with it. And it's very simple. So let's click on this one. And now if I, let's say, go to pose mode once again, and here, if you can see, um, our character is gone. We don't have our character anymore. So now let me rotate my, okay, so I'm rotating something else, but you did see something that our character is also rotating. So I'll go to pose mode. Now let me rotate my head. As you can see, the mesh is also rotating. Rotate my neck, also rotating. So you are kind of getting an idea that how we can basically how we can create the dancing animation. Let me rotate the shoulder. There is little bit of deformation here. We need to like use the shoulder wisely. And let me rotate the leg also. Yeah. Now, how can we create a simple animation? It is very simple. So we have our rig and everything in place. So there is to 40 frames. So I will just lessen it down to 40 frames. Let's start from frame zero. Uh, Start from frame zero. I will take everything and I won't take everything. Let me just rotate it here like this. So this will be our starting position. And one more thing, in case you want to reset to the original position, like in pose mode, it's often required. What you have to do is you have to select everything or whichever bone you want to fix. For example, I have rotated this bone. I can simply press Alt G, uh, Alt G. I have to press Alt R because Alt G will fix the translation. Alt R will fix the rotation. So Alt R and it will fix like this. So Alt G S and R. So S will fix the scale and etc etc. So I will select everything. I will do Alt R and little bit leg is also fixed now. So our starting position will be something like this, this, and legs little bit like this. Now I will select all the bones and eye. So we have a frame here. Now I will come to frame number 10. Let's keep the hands here and here. Or let's create another animation this time. The same animation will be a little bit boring. So we are creating some sort of an alternate future. We are not really going back to the same old future. So I will rotate like this, kind of like traffic police and leg, how the leg should be. Uh, let's keep the legs as it is. Let's not overdo it. And yeah, the head also needs to be rotated a little bit. So neck, little bit here and little bit here. We'll select everything and add another uh, time frame. Now, next one, what we will do is let me bring it here and let me bring it here, like just the opposite. I think it was like this, and neck should be in the opposite direction, and leg. What about this? Huh. Select all, and with A you can select all, and I will add another keyframe, and then so what they are doing right now is something like this. Seems little bit weird. Uh, So from here, we are coming to here. What should happen is there should be an in-between frame. I think so. So from here, let me bring everything to something like this. And from here to here, then here, then again in the same. So let's take everything and I. And we will copy everything. Control C for copy. And in the frame number 50, not 50, 40, we will do a paste. And again, not for this bone, for all the bones, I will add. So now let's see what kind of animation we get. Looks funny. I think the old animation was better. Sometimes simplicity makes things better. But yeah, this is a little bit more creative. And yeah, of course, if you have the character and the rigs, you can create any kind of animation you want. Now, I hope you kind of get the basic idea of how rigging works. Now, you can, of course, use the rigs for dogs and cats and any other animals or any mechanical robots, everything. Of course, I will also be making that. Now, one final thing is all of these rigs, right now, we are viewing it in front. And so in the viewport display, while modeling, this is fine. But now I want to basically make it disappear, or actually, there is a better way. I will just click on the armature and hide. And let me once again play this one. So this is our animation. Dancing, low poly human being. And this was not previously planned as part of the video, but I just want to see one more thing. So we have rigs, we have everything. But what about I add a modifier, subdivision surface, to make it little bit high poly. So let's keep it, okay, after the mirror. It should be after the mirror. And here, let me make the level 2 and shade smooth. I think shade smooth, shade auto smooth. I think no, not required. Let me just make it 3 and let's undo those things. Now, again, in the pose mode, I will go to the pose mode. So, pose mode, pose mode. Now, as you can see, it is not half bad. There is little bit realism in the character also. I think the feet could be better little bit. I think here there should have been another joint to handle these things. But yeah, it's kind of going there. So that's it for this video, folks. And if you have learned something new in this video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe the channel. And also, I have a Discord if you want to discuss things with me directly. So you can definitely join over there. So I will see you soon with another very interesting video. And next time we will do inverse kinematic to, and going forward we will also be creating a walking animation and many more things, many more things. So yeah, see you soon.